few days ago, I made a post and it went viral, and I started getting comments and calls from people saying, Father, please explain to us what you said, because I posted on my channels that dreadlock is not fashion. It is a spiritual giving, it's a spiritual power, spiritual privilege given to a few individuals that we should stop abusing it. Because I saw a woman who brought the child in the church, and the child should be around 2 years, and the woman has started to plate the child with dreadlock. I asked the woman, "Is this child a Nazarite from birth?" She said, "No." I said, "Okay, this is not a fashion. It is for a special group of people who have special mission to do for God." And I want to explain more about it right now. People are questioning for this. I want to explain what I said, that dreadlock is not fashion, it is for spiritual powers. I want to begin from the scriptures down to our natural, environment. When you go to Judges chapter 13, from verse 3 to 5, when Archangel Gabriel came and visited um, um, a man called Mona, but he visited a child, visited a wife called Zora, the mother of Samson. The angel made specific. Look at what the angel said. And I want to read from Joshua chapter 13 from verse 3 to 5. He said, "You are barren and have no child, but you are going to conceive and give birth to a son. From now onwards, take great care. Drink no wine or fermented liquor, and eat nothing unclean. For you are going to conceive and give birth to a son. No razor is to touch his head, for the boy is to be God's Nazareth from his mother's womb. And he will start rescuing Israel from the power of Philistines." And this are what the scripture said, that the child is going to be a Nazareth from birth. And look at what the scripture is saying. Even from the mother who gives birth to this child is to observe some precautions, which means that if you are a Nazarite, from womb God has destined you for greatness, that the mother should not drink any liquor, anything alcoholic, anything unclean. She should be careful, because a special king is in her womb. I'm coming. Then let's go to Luke chapter 1 from verse 13 to 17. When Zachariah went into the sanctorum to offer incense, according to their tradition, the archangel Gabriel came and visited him and gave him the message that the wife who is barren will conceive and give birth to a strong son. And look at what the scripture says from 13. It says that your wife Elizabeth is to bear you a son, and you shall name him John. He will be your joy and delight, and many will rejoice at his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He must drink no wine, no strong wine. Even from his mother's womb, he will be filled with the Holy Spirit. And he will bring back many of the Israelites to the Lord their God. With the spirit and power of Elijah, he will go before him to reconcile fathers to their children and to their descendants, and to the good sense of the upright, preparing for the Lord a great people fit for him. That's what the scripture says. And when so when you look at these two great people, Samson from Old Testament, John the Baptist from New Testament, four things are common. Number one is that their mother should observe special things while they are carrying them in the womb, because they are special seed that will born into this world. No, liquor, which is no alcohol, no unclean things. They should preserve themselves because they are carrying God's special ones. That's number one. Number two, they will never cut their hair till they die, and no razor shall ever touch their hair. The other one, they will never drink any alcohol in their lives. They will never drink alcohol, and they will have serious power, like power of Elijah. They will rescue their people. They will have serious power. This which means that if you are born a Nazarite from the womb, you have special privilege. You have special privilege. You are gifted naturally. You have the power of extraordinary strength, the power of sight, the power of healing, a lot of things, because you are a special seed from God in Nazareth. When you look at what happened to Samson, Samson began to decline when he was deceived by Delilah. And when he was deceived by Delilah, one of all his locks were cut and his power left him. Which means that if you are a Nazarite from birth and you respect the ordinances, the laws around it, and grow with it, you'll be a special seed. Then, when you look at John the Baptist, it was also clearly told that don't drink, don't cut your hair, don't comb your hair. These are the things that a Nazarite, takes. And when a Nazarite grows with this, it becomes a strong somebody. In Igbo land also, Dada we call it. Dadas are great people. Their hairs are not cut. If you will cut the hair of Dada, there's a ritual that is performed. That ritual that is performed actually not idol worship. That ritual that is performed is actually, to mellow down the power of that child. If you don't do that ritual, that power to mellow down the person, that person will become normal, to begin to interact with normal human being. That's mellowing down. When if you want to cut the hair of Dada, you will do charity. You bring food, biscuit, and whatever to share with other children, so that the power will mellow down, so that the person will become normal to begin to interact with people. This is the work of and the functions and gifts of the dreadlock people. On the contrary, if you are a dreadlock girl, if you are Nazarite from birth, and you fail to observe these things, you become nuisance. You become a terror to yourself and to people. If you are a Nazarite from birth and you gauge in smoking, you gauge in prolifically with women anyhow, you gauge in smoking weed and what of them, no problem. The power is there, but the power will turn into negative. Power will begin to terrorize you and terrorize people around you. Watch those who are in it and who are dreadlocked from the birth and who don't observe these normal laws that are given. See how they end up. You may talk about the Rastafarians. Most of the times, they are powerful. Bob Marley is a clear example. What they call it, Lucky Dube and the rest of them. But you see, sometimes they mellow it down and get it into some lot of things by excessive weed, smoking, and alcohol. However, they are great people, and watch them. They are great people because they are special people given birth by God, giving and you can't take anything away from them. Another thing I want to say about this dreadlock people. Now people take dreadlock as fashion, and they go about going on dreadlock. As you go on dreadlock, you are inviting the powers that you can't control, the power that God doesn't give you. Remember that life is controlled by 70% spirit. Whether you like it or not, the life is all about more of spirit than physical. Spirit controls the physical. And if you think that life is all just do whatever you want, when you begin to face the repercussions, you may have somebody to blame. And what's of it that once some people, when they get into this dreadlock, they will use a guy, this bead, to tie it. Do you know what this guy, this bead? Do you know the function of these beads? Maybe next time I'll talk about it. These beads, they have serious powers, spiritual powers. Tying each of the beads is tying, powers. But people abuse it. Next time we'll talk about it. Then, remember that these dreadlock guys, there are those that have 3 locks, those that have 7 locks, those with 21 locks, and those with 46 locks. These locks, they have meanings and they have functions they do. If you are gifted with this dreadlock, preserve it. Abide by the laws around it. Don't frolic with women. Don't drink alcohol. Don't involve yourself in all these things. And God will use you to do great things for Him. And also, if your own has been caught, no problem. The real thing that it has been caught. But actually, those people who have been caught, they still have powers. Watch them and you see how they live their life. God bless.